So, Befallen lore. Way back in the day, before Befallen was what we know now, Befallen, right? There are two possibilities which come up in the lore, neither one being decisive. Well, we know one definitely happened, and the other one potentially happened. First, the original structure of Befallen might have been a remnant of Takish His. We see some of the architectural designs that are in Befallen in the non-completely ruined sections mimic a little bit of what we see in Felwith. Okay, so there is some implication there that Befallen was made back in the age of Takish His by what we now know as the High Elves. Furthering that, we have a Thex Mallet there, or I guess the pieces of a Thex Mallet there, which is a symbol of the royalty of the rulership of the High Elves. So those two things lean us in that direction. But we know for a fact that it eventually came under the rule of High Lord William Taros, the ruler of the Order of Marr's Fist. So Befallen was basically the Chapterhouse of the Order of Marr's Fist. They predate the Paladin and Cleric Guild in Freeport by several years. So these guys basically were the original Freeport Guard. They controlled the common lands, all of Freeport, all the way up to Kithakor Forest. And the Chapterhouse, aka what we now know as Befallen, was kind of like their satellite location where they could base out of. So they're doing their things there, right? Everything's great. They're keeping the area safe. Meanwhile, back on the Kanos side of the house, we have Gynok Moltor, who is... There's two different stories about Gynok. One says that he was a merchant. One says that Gynok was a guard captain, one of those two. Conflicting, but either way, he ends up meeting Opala with a contingent of other people. Opala is the high shaman of the Blackburrow Gnolls, the Sabertooths, and she is offering a peace accord with the humans and the barbarians. Gynok Moltor, in one story, the merchant story, is that he's greedy and he sees she has all these magical rings on her hand and he wants them. The other story is that he is a guard captain and he hates all non-humans. Either way, what we know is that Gynok Moltor had a bone-bladed claymore and he wielded it, pulled it out, and cut Opala's paw off. She cursed him for all eternity, but they had already given Gynok and his contingent of people guest rights, right? So they weren't attacking them, even though he did this crazy, outlandish thing. But it permanently ruined any chance of good faction between the Gnolls, Alice, and Kanos. So Kanos, understandably very upset about this. They kick Gynok out. He's got to leave. But he's also cursed, and the curse is like he'll have bad luck, ill health, and poverty forever, and all his descendants will too. So eventually he's wandering around, and they find him in like the common lands or the deserts of Ro. He's found by the Order of Marr's Fist, and hey, they're out here helping people, so they take him in. They bring him to the Chapterhouse. Little do they know, they're bringing doom upon them, pretty much. So what happens here is, in the night, Gynok is there, everyone's asleep, and he is searching for any god that will listen to him. He wants revenge, and he's willing to sacrifice anything to get it. So some dark, malignant force reaches out to him while he's staying there in the Chapterhouse of the Order of Marr's Fist. And in exchange for him killing everyone there and sacrificing him to this dark entity, they will give him the power he needs to get revenge on Kanos and the Blackburrow Gnolls. So he does it. He kills them all in their sleep. What happens, though, is this dark entity, which is never revealed what it is, it's implied that it's not a god, that it is just some kind of evil force. It gives him the power he seeks, but it imprisons him permanently in Befallen. What became Befallen. So there we go. Gynok Moltor is stuck in there, right? He can extend his powers out just a little bit, but not much. Eventually, the Dark Elves hear about this, and they hear rumors that there is maybe a Thex Mallet hidden in this place. So they send a contingent there, led by Elrod, Commander Elrod. He goes there. He's powerful. He's got some good allies. He is able to easily dominate the undead that are in Befallen, including Gynok. He gets the mallet that he wants, but then as he's going to leave, he realizes he can't leave either. He's been taken over by the force that controls Befallen too. He's cursed now. So he's stuck there. This goes on, Gynok and Elrod kind of feuding, but Elrod really being the new ruler of Befallen, until eventually a troll hears about this. A troll who is aware of the good old legacy of Yakesha, the Grosmok Stone. He's aware of that prophecy. He seeks a way to unite his people to be the prophesized troll. So he goes to Befallen looking for power. That troll becomes one of the, just named a Shadow Knight in the depths of Befallen that we see him in the game. He drops the keys and he drops the bone-bladed claymore, right? So how does he get it? He goes in there, he steals the weapon from Gynok, he plays Elrod and Gynok against each other, and he becomes the new ruler of Befallen. Again, he's cursed, he can't leave. Adventurers sometimes locate this place and try to plumb the depths of the area, but almost always they are slain. And the thing about this force that controls Befallen is, even if you kill all the skeletons, all the undead there, every night, when the sun is completely set, it brings them all back to unlife again and again and again. So, Redak Broken Skull is there, the troll. He's the ruler of Befallen now. Finally, after many more years, the person that we know as the Thaumaturgist, hopefully I'm pronouncing that all right, she arrives. She's part of the Burning Dead. She comes there, and she is seeking power so that she can restore Marnek Jal to life. He is a lost lich, and something that the Burning Dead really want to bring back. He's like their miracle. They almost worship him. So that's kind of where we're at in EverQuest 1 Classic when we see Befallen. We have the Thaumaturgist down there. She's got the Dagger of Marnek, which is actually the phylactery for Marnek Jal. Now, through the expansions, we eventually see more content from Befallen. Long story short, they are able to bring Marnek Jal back. He's in full power. He commands Befallen. He is more powerful than the force that contains all the other leaders of Befallen there. So he is able to move about freely, but he doesn't because he's still trying to understand the exact nature of this evil force here so he can use it to his own ends. Finally, a quest comes about and you want to cleanse Befallen, right? There's a group of holy knights who wish to cleanse Befallen once and for all the evil that is there and the evil presence that resides there. So they discover that what you have to do to permanently cleanse Befallen so that the evil is no longer powerful there is you've got to go there, you've got to acquire all the magical items, the magical weapons, which have been significant over the years, and you've got to slay all the evil there. In order, you've got to kill Gynok Moltor with the bone-bladed claymore, Commander Elrod with the Thex Mallet, Redak Broken Skull with the bone-bladed claymore again, the Thaumaturgist and Marnek Jal both with the Dagger of Marnek, and then after you've done that, the Force brings its last host back to life, its last opportunity to stay in this world. It brings back the risen High Lord William Taros, the original commander of the Order of Marr's Fist. And if you kill him with the Dagger of Marnek, the curse is broken forever. That's the lore of Befallen. Hope you guys enjoyed it.